Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of Newscast in the English language on Canal de International. I'm called Morinti at Top Stories. Make their way into Cameroon ahead of the African Cup of Nations. Gabon and Cape Verde all landed in Yaoundé this Thursday. Meanwhile, the Super Eagles arrived at midnight. And football lovers are still in search of tickets for the opening match of the African Cup of Nations between Cameroon and Burkina Faso. The long queues at the different sales points in Cameroon's economic city are trying their best to leave the AFCON matches. Those unable to get tickets have decided to get themselves a brand new TV set. Others have taken theirs to repairers. And at the same time, hotel workers are being drilled on how to offer the best services to their clients, while sport journalists have been drilled on accurate ways of reporting different matches during the tournament. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. Different teams and delegations continue to make their way into Cameroon ahead of the African Cup of Nations. Gabon and Cape Verde all landed in Yaoundé this Thursday, and the Super Eagles of Nigeria equally landed in Garoua last evening to join the group counterparts already in that part of the country. So the teams will be arriving tonight, others tomorrow morning. And less than 72 Douala are yet to have a view of the tickets. Our reporter Saleh Sharifa has been visiting some sale points. Her story.
The clock is ticking to Sunday 9th January, day for the start of Africa's biggest football tournament to take place in Cameroon. Total Energy's African Cup of Nations 2021, where 24 African football teams shall compete for the lone trophy. Less than 72 hours to the opening match, Cameroonians in Douala have been rushing to purchase match tickets, which will give them access to the stadia. We realize that so far the tickets are not yet there. I am already vaccinated, so what I am left with is the ticket. I came to one of the sites where we said we could easily get tickets, but since yesterday I have been leaving from Yassa to come here, but to no avail. According to the communique made public by the Minister of Sports, Narcisse Mwele Kombi, announced the availability of tickets from 3rd January. Selling points already mobilized, but no tickets. If I am here, it's to have access to attend the first match of Algeria, which takes place next week, Tuesday, at 2 p.m. But we have been told to wait. Still yet no information has been given to us. Population of the nation's economic capital are impatiently waiting to live these great moments of soccer as they are ready to buy their tickets.
Meanwhile, football lovers across the country are trying their best to leave the AFCON themselves a brand new TV set, while others have repaired old or damaged ones. More on the story with our reporter, Williams Pro.
The African Cup of Nations is fast approaching, and football lovers don't want to miss an AFCON match. For this reason, fans take their TV sets for repair.
I fix it because I want to see very well the match. And my wife can see another thing. But if I'm in the house, I want to see match with my children. That is why I want to arrange my TV. Yeah.
While others, in turn, get themselves a completely new television. The AFCON has motivated me to buy a TV set. I am used to watching Cameroon and African football, and it's our pride. We are happy we will play and win the AFCON. Vendors of TV spare parts and TV repairers have witnessed an increase in demand since customers want to have their TV in good shape before the D-Day.
The demand for TVs and all the spare parts needed for the TVs has really increased, motherboards and all the rest.
I now leave my shop at 8 p.m. because of too much work. People bring their television for repair in view of the AFCON. Hence, left to every individual to find its own means of living the football jamboree.
And days to the kickoff of the African Nations Cup in Cameroon, sport journalists have been drilled on accurate ways of reporting the different matches of the tournament and staying professional. Usmo Kusumi.
About 50 of them turned out for the enriching exercise, sportsmen and women sharpening their reporting skills ahead of the kick-off of the Total Energy African Cup of Nations. The journalists quite satisfied with the knowledge impacted on them during this one-day seminar.
I think we're heading into the AFCON with a renewed mindset of responsibility, which is often very, very necessary.
I think it's very important for we sport journalists, and I believe the participants at this seminar will be going back with lots of knowledge and how they can well cover the African Nations Cup.
The media practitioners reminded of the need to stay professional during these grand football events.
They must remember that they are the citizen, and when they are reporting the match, they must be patriotic. And then after or during the encounters, they must be responsible.
And talking of professionalism, they drilled on the method, words and ways of reporting on the different matches.
Journalists were also drilled on how to do commentaries well without necessarily bringing in diplomatic situations where you can put two countries at loggerheads. I mean, journalists need to be mature, they need to be responsible in doing their commentaries. And I mean, it's not everything that we have to say in the course of your commentaries.
To me, I take home the fact that you're supposed to be acutely aware of the temperaments of supporters who sometimes may not be as professional as you are or reason with you, and so you mind the words that you use that can eventually lead into problems.
The Ministry of Communication used this occasion to reassure the journalists that all necessaries are available to ease their work throughout the competition.
Alexey has appreciated the work being done by Canal International on the AFCON 2021 soccer jamboree. Alexey took time off this busy schedule to pay a courtesy and encouragement visit to the production department on Thursday, January 6, 2021, for new TV channel C2 Foods to accompany the soccer jamboree. Let's take a listen.
Wonderful. That's why I'm here. I just came here to humble myself, say thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for what job which has been done so far. To thank the management of this company for the modern effort. You just launched a new channel just for the AFCON. We have many of you producing hours of content dedicated to this event, which is once again the biggest event in Africa. So, but we are doing so not being a kind of official partner, or you are doing so for yourself, your personal decision. So it's just wonderful. That's why I say I should come here and thank you for the job done so far, and beg you to do more. As tournament is opening in a few hours, and I'm sure Canal will keep informing millions of fans and televiewers in and around Cameroon and all over the world. And just in my capacity as communication and media director, I've just come here to say thank you, Canal 2, for being with us for this tournament. Thank you very much.
And hotel workers across the national territory are currently being drilled on how to offer just the best services to their clients during this period of
by different caliber of hotels for over 1 month. The services in some of the lodging facilities most often poor, questionable and below standards. It is against this backdrop that the hotel workers drawn from different regions of the country are schooled on ways to step up their services. No element should be neglected at this important moment.
It's in all the part of hotel, even in restaurant, even in the spa, in the nightclub, there's the same problem of the reception, how to guess customer. We see when you have a customer who is used to speak only English, and then you are a receptionist, don't know anything in English. It's very difficult for the customer to be understand and to enjoy the stay in your hotel.
Presiding at the opening ceremony of the 2 days workshop at the MP's Hotel in Yaoundé this Thursday, December 6th, the Minister of Tourism and Leisure, Bello Boba Maigari, urged the hotel operators to project a positive image of Cameroon through their hotel works during this African biggest football event. It is extremely important that we receive our visitors well, with a smiling face and decent words. Let them receive quality services that we can find in great countries of the world, so that they will go back with a positive image of our country, Africa in miniature, and have the anxiety to come back visiting. And aside improving upon the reception attitudes and hygienic conditions in all the facets of the touristic facilities, the stakeholders have equally been tasked to place a special attention on the aspect of security, especially at this special moment.
And we stay in sports this time around to talk about former Indomitable Lions Jeremy Njita, who has been re-elected as president of the National Trade Union of Cameroon Footballers. This happened yesterday, January 5, in the nation's economic capital, Douala, after which new resolutions were immediately taken. More on the story with our reporter, William Fru.
Jeremy Sorel Njita will serve for another 4 years term as president of the National Trade Union of Cameroon Footballers, SINAFOC. He won the elections in an elective General Assembly, obtaining 210 votes on 211.
We had a lot of difficulty with players, a lot of non-payment of salary, and we won a lot of cases and nothing happened. So I can say this is a new beginning, this is a new starting with the re-election of the new committee of FICAFOOT.
The election process, which witnessed the presence of former and active footballers, was appreciated as promises were made to amend footballers' conditions. This in collaboration with the Cameroon Football Federation, FICAFOOT.
Chers joueuses et joueurs,
dear footballers, don't consider me as the president of the FICAFOOT, but as your elder brother. And bear in mind that I will always stand for you. My executive committee and I have decided to double the help to clubs with 20 million francs, with an addition of 3 million francs for football tools for each club. And we aim at doubling the subvention of clubs and the salary of each player as from next season. With these, Cameroon football players in their respective football leagues appreciate the initiative and hope the promises will be realized.
And we now talk politics. The green light for the revision of registration on the electoral list for 2022 has been given by the Director General of Elections Cameroon. This year's focus is on encouraging the participation of youth in the electoral process. More on the story with our reporter, Beatrice Ngamu.
This year, the National Elections Organizing Body, ELECAM, says focus be on the mobilization and encouragement of youths in the electoral process. Launching this 2022 revision of voters' registration at the campuses of the University of Yaoundé 1 and 2, Soa and Guaykele neighborhood, respectively, this Thursday, January 6, 2022, is to reach out to the large number of students' population, mostly youths, like all the others, to massively register on the voters' list.
We want to gather many youth to be in our role, because for the democracy, youth are the future.
At the campus of the University of Yaoundé too, SWA, like here at Ngwaikele, the response by the students encouraging, as many answered for the exercise, demonstrating their civic responsibilities. And it is for those who are 20 years and above, those who do not register during the past revisions, and those who have changed place of residence. Encouragement also came from the heads of the universities. The massive registration of youths concerns equally women and persons living with disabilities. Despite the COVID-19 and barrier measures, voters' registration has greatly improved, moving from 15,077 voters in 2020 to 185,649 persons in 2021, bringing the total number of voters on the electoral list to 7 million persons. Here in Cameroon, the electoral register is open on January the 1st and is closed on the 31st of August each year, be it an election or non-election year.
And that report brings us to the end of this edition of Newscast on Canal the International. Thanks so much for watching. We have news in the French language at exactly 19:50. With Alain Gislain Kangabe coming up next is NC Valakan. You have every updates on the African Cup of Nations. As for me, I'll be back same time tomorrow. Good night.